I made my content creation so good that my college professors watch it too. Here's how you can do it too. I promise that after this video, you will be able to not only make your content creation very good, but you will make it in a way that everybody wants to watch it. Most importantly is you want everybody to watch it, including everyone around you, without feeling any inferiority or just feeling as if it's something that pulls you down, other than actually gives you all of the energy and the positive vibration that you actually deserve. The way that I'm going to do it, I'm going to first give you the stories, then I'm going to give you the lessons that I learned other than the stories, and also then I'm going to add a few secrets that I noticed. So to make everything makes actual sense, I'm going to give you 2 stories of comparison. The first year, it was me being awesome at creating content, getting millions of views a month, but I had a problem which I wanted nobody to watch my videos, whether that be my family members or just people in public. I hated when people recognize me in public. That's a problem. And also in comparison, I'm going to give you another year, or let's say this is the same year because it was divided in half. First, I really loved actually people when they noticed me in public. My teachers were known about my videos, etc. Now, I really love when people love me. It's like that. Like now I meet people and I always ask them about how you're doing in school. It's like, especially kids. Like kids get more excited if they see someone like they've seen in a video. So I ask them, like, if there's a group, I ask them who is the best student in here, who's the best in school, and they usually they do that. And I kind of like give more support. So I move the focal point from me to school or studies and stuff, which is a positive thing you do. It's like I really recommend, especially if you have kids coming to you all the time. Instead of asking them about some bullshit, it's like, do you watch my videos? Like, sure, you can do that to get feedback, but like, don't be too cocky. Just give them the stuff they want to hear. It's like, think about like you when you actually watched or someone and you've seen him in public. Of course, you want him to be a good example. So I just be like, do you study? Are you good in school? How much do you got? What is your grade? Depending on what the time, like what I'm doing. But like usually this is my go-to questions. And I'm like, okay, focus on school, kid. And they love it. And go back and I love it too. And by the way, I realized that with this formula, like the same people can come back and always be asking me and really recognizing me in public, which is awesome. Even sometimes they get that starstruck, which is something that I don't get. Like I'm not that big, probably get it once in my life, but like they get some sort of it. Even that I always meet them and speak about how they should study. However, this was not something that I always had. Like in a period of my life, I really hated everyone. Like I didn't like people when they recognized me in public. And the reason behind it is because I now know it, then I didn't. It was unauthentic videos. So if you make your videos unauthentic, you hate when people recognize you in public because you think like what they've seen online, it's not the representation of the physical reality, whether that be in how you look, how you talk, how you act, whatever. So for me, I felt like I always was pushed to create this content with a great quality, show that my life is perfect. But when they see me, I'm not wearing the greatest of clothing and stuff like that. So I didn't like that, And that was because I just told you, I didn't make authentic videos. So how you cure that is really just push whatever. So at the time, the reason behind it is like I was going through hard times. I really hated what was happening in my life at that point. You say when they say like when it rains, it pours. It was literally raining and lightning was going on, and it was still creating positive content. And I know this sounds cool and it's good fairy tale. It's not good. Like in real life, you want to be authentic. You want to be with you. It's like, it's fine. Just tell it to your audience. Like they've been with you. Just tell them like, I'm going through a fucking hard period of time. And, there's family issues, financial issues, mental issues, and it's not as if you're fucking moaning all the time. Like you're just literally fucking sharing what's happening to you. And if your content's going to change, it's how life works, At that time, I really did. That's what the thing. So I couldn't change my content because it was unauthentic, and I ended up stopping producing content. So that fucking sucks, okay? Obviously, I went back to producing content at some point, but after I just fucking got hit by a train and fucking like, what the fuck now? I'm not creating content. My followers went down like crazy. You know what I mean? So it's irreversible at that point. But the thing is, so it was reversible. It just takes more time. So the thing is, you have to focus on authenticity. You want to be as authentic as humanly possible. Like if you have something going on, don't mind sharing it sometimes. Although you're creating this environment where you are creating videos, don't mind sometimes uploading your shit pictures, your shit videos. You understand? Like your shit moments. Even if you don't want to do it now, just upload your old shit. And be like, just don't say anything. And just post it. Like when you're crying, when you're... Like I have this video that I regret that I deleted this year. I filmed the video for actually like this, WhiTeeee Galaxy. I was making the video 15 minutes. I was crying the entire video. I didn't want to upload it because I was speaking too personal. Okay? Because I kind of like, it was more of me breaking. It doesn't happen. But it just happened one day. But like, you know, these videos are very authentic. Like I would love if I shared it, but I wouldn't share it. Like even now, it's not because I was crying for 15 minutes, but because literally what I said was something that I shouldn't say. It's like, it's nothing crazy. I was just talking about my family, what's happening in my family. I wouldn't say that you should go that far about saying the details of the details, but you should always keep your audiences like, you know, kept up, updated and stuff like that. Especially if you're as consistent as me. I really like, I share everything on social media. I just share it on different platforms. So as an example, Moroccan content isn't as personal, but also I give some personal stuff that I wouldn't give, let's say, in English. But really, it's not a lot, being honest. It's just like professional stuff. However, here also in English, I give more personal without minding. I get too personal. Like now I'm giving you my statistics. It's like literally. There's something that I wouldn't do in Arabic. It's just kind of like all of that, like you can play with it. But the most important is being as authentic as humanly possible. So people, when they recognize you, are like, okay, dude. Like you've seen me. Also, it's good mentally. It's like if I upload a picture and I look like shit. I'm telling you, the shittiest shit I look like. So be it, motherfuckers. Go fuck yourself if you don't like it. The thing is, even if I look like the shittiest of shit in real life, I'm like, oh, dude, I just upload that. I just do upload that. Not every time, I'm not fucking moron. I'm not fucking psychopath. But I do upload that something. Like, I don't have a problem. If you didn't see me like this, it's your fucking problem, not me. So here, you understand that even if the people criticize you, you're always ready. Other than that, you know, on the opposite, like if you're unauthentic, you understand, like if people criticize, you're fucking cracked. You can't respond. You're unauthentic. And they're like, oh, you're just so unauthentic. This, by the way, was said to me by a college student, by a college colleague. I was with him. I respected him. And he just said it in front of like everyone. He said, dude, I was just seeing content and you're so unauthentic. And it was not even the content that I was producing because it was not at the time, like very few. He was looking at content like 1-2 years ago. And you're just so authentic. This was like 2 years ago, by the way. Like now, I'm going to fuck him up. That's what I'm going to do. But then I didn't have the balls to be like, dude, I just don't give a fuck. So I took it a little bit personally. And it took me about 1 year to respond. And that's something that I hated at the point. And really it affected me because I said, well, if my best friends are thinking that way, probably everyone is thinking that way. So you want to be as authentic as humanly possible. And even if that risks you to lose a little bit of viewers, a little bit of subscribers, so be it. Like it's you at the end of the day. You know, but I think this is very, like even Alex Hermosa has said this. He said that he really regrets that when he was really down, he didn't actually take more pictures. And also like another video that I've just seen on Instagram, there's a salesperson who was talking about how people can get better. He was talking to his team and he said, well, he was a fat person. He said, take off your t-shirt. He took off your t-shirt, whatever. He said to another person, I propose he's fat too, but it was not shown in the video. He said, take off your t-shirt. He said, no. He said, that's the problem. It's like if you're not willing to actually show people like your weaknesses, most likely you're not going to fucking get better at them. People that get better at their fucking thing, is the people that are willing to show their fucking weaknesses. So this is the same thing with social media. As you want to be the person that shows his weaknesses. I'm not telling you to be a pussy, okay? I'm just telling you to be fucking real. It's like if something's shit happening that you can create content, just don't be fucking weirdo and be fucking smiling all the time on video. Like, can be real, bro. You lose a little bit of viewers. It's better than you lose your career, because that's what happened to me. I was unauthentic. I didn't want to change my videos. I ended up changing my fucking career because I said, I can do it no more. And they just had this mental breakdowns almost. It was a hard time. But the thing is, like, you don't have to go through that shit that I went through just to realize this lesson. So you have to be authentic. So now when I say, there's literally like a teacher of mine last year, she was commenting on my videos. You understand? And guess what? I had no problem with that. That didn't affect me for good or bad. And that's something that also, like, I would advise, like, if you want to be just not giving a fuck, you have to just not give a fuck about anything, like everything. As an example, like, let's say this is very good. Like, I remember when I first learned this, it was mind blowing. So if let's say you people sometimes like compliment you and they say good words. If you don't want to be hurt by criticism, you shouldn't take those compliments too. If you take the good, you have to take the bad. Right? So it's psychologically as if you care about what they say when you take your compliments as a fuel and motivation. So when they actually criticize you, that hits you because you made that your fuel and motivation. But if you just don't give a fuck, compliment or don't, compliments or criticize, it's just all the same. Comes from here, get out from here, whatever. It makes you in a powerful position, which means like even people criticize you, you're not changing. People fucking say good things. Yeah, you're not changing. So it's like, don't give a fuck. Don't get me wrong. So here, don't get canceled. It's not like you don't give a fuck about your audience. You just don't give a fuck about compliments and also like compliments and criticism, which helps you to actually build a career. Like if you don't have a career, you're not gonna fucking have an audience even to hate you in the first place. You understand? So if you want to have a career, you have to be consistent and you have to always get back to back to back to back. To get back to back to back to back to back, you have to just not give a fuck about criticism and also like compliments. So you are able to like understand that, well, I'm motivated not because people are clapping, but just because it's me. Now this is awesome. So if I ask myself like, what is the best thing that got me to the point where I'm comfortable with like teachers and colleagues seeing my content, is actually the quantity of my like volume of my content. So when I upload once a month in all of the platforms, I probably wouldn't be comfortable by telling everyone about what I'm doing because they can see it. It will take them 5 minutes. But if I'm uploading, let's say 100, 200 pieces of content a month, or let's say 24 a day, whatever, across off my platform, I always have something that I know they didn't see. So in our conversation, I'm like, dude, did you just watch that? I uploaded like 23 others. So it's your problem, not me. So these like conversation standpoints helps you so much. So even if, let's say, a teacher is speaking and he didn't like something, and you're like, oh yeah, I just upload 24 videos a day. So obviously, and you can just go through and explain to him what you're doing. So volume helps with actually being authentic, and also like being authentic. Like you can't be unauthentic with uploading like volume, because when it was the period when it was unauthentic, it was not uploading like few videos on YouTube a month. But when you're authentic, you can upload like hundreds. so you understand? Because it's just so much volume. You're pushing your life out there, what you think, your thoughts, how you look, your body, your movements, whatever, like the area, whatever it is. Like it depends on the person. But the thing is, like, that's what it is. And you can't upload, let's say, 100 videos. Even Joe Rogan with Elon Musk said something, and I was like, all right, fair enough. They said, well, in a podcast, like the reason why they do 2-3 hours, because it shows the person who he is. Like if it's half an hour, 45 minutes, it might not show as much. So when you do volume, like let's say worth of 2 hours, 3 hours a month, of course it's gonna be authentic. And let's not talk about more of that. And that's why people get related to streamers a lot. let's say like iShowSpeed, KaiSenat, like I've seen them pop in. Like the reason why people love them is I really like have seen them. Like these 2 days I was actually looking at them and they're awesome. But the thing is, it's not about them, or like people love more consistency, availability, more volume, and they're authentic. Like you can't be unauthentic for 15 hours stream. You understand? So volume eliminates unauthenticity, and at the same time gives you mental space and mental clarity and a peace of mind, and also gives you like an unfair advantage when it comes to arguing and people that wants to criticize you. In addition to not giving a fuck about compliments and also criticism, you just have an unfair advantage as well. It's like people will criticize you and you just like you don't give a fuck, and at the same time you have that power of really listening to what matters. So sometimes I think like other than listening to what matters, you should just look at the results, look at the statistics. So you upload 100 video, you go back and you're like, okay, what's the best done, what's the worst done, let's do that, let's do what I did in the best done, and let's avoid what I did in the worst done. And that goes on. For me, that's better than any advice you can take. Alex Hormozi said this in the story. He said the same thing. But like the thing is, your stats, your analytics, your statistics are just as important as anything else. And the only way to get so much, like an absurd amount of stats and statistics and data is really by pushing volume. It's like someone who fought 1,000 times and someone who fought 10. The difference will be like knowing what's gonna work and not in like 1,000 scenarios versus 10 scenarios. So this guy has more statistic than this guy. Really, that's what it is. So this guy will be, okay, what's the best fight that I fought in like the last 10 fights? And you'll be like, okay, this fight, what I did here, what I didn't do in the others, and like etc. The other has 1,000. So he goes, what I did in 100, the past 100. So it's more consistent, and it means it's more of a reliable of a source. Even like there is this theory that speaks about flipping coins. It's even in Breaking Bad. This theory is a series on Netflix. The character talks about it, and he says, it's a famous clip. He talks about how if you flip a coin 1,000 times, you might get head 60% and tail 40%. But the more you do it, let's say 50,000, you will get closer and closer to that 50% chance. So like the results also depends on the amount of stuff you put in, not only like what is the result, which is awesome. And this is why it shows volume and how it's actually important. So the guy who does 10 and the guy who does 1,000, of course the one who has 1,000 will have so much credibility in his statistics based decisions than the other one who don't. And I think it's very important. And because as content creators, we also like value statistics a lot. Even Mr. Beast does that. Like Mr. Beast podcast, I've never seen a podcast from Mr. Beast. I've watched a lot of them. Pretty much I've watched most of them, except the ones that were uploaded recently. He always spoke about statistics and how his statistics are really helping him grow as a content creator. And if they're actually helping Mr. Beast, obviously you should do them too. And also it gives you, like we talked about the unfair advantage earlier about arguing and criticism. It also gives you that. So let's say you uploaded 1,000 and you found that let's say whenever you wear green, your videos just get 10 times more views. And you're wearing green. So you're not filming, you might just not be wearing green or whatever. Or you're wearing green, it doesn't matter. And someone is criticizing you, like, dude, you just always wear green. Why aren't you wearing it right now? Or you just wear always green. Don't you have another t-shirt? You're like, okay, dude. It's like, this is not funny. And I know you want to criticize me to pull me down. But really, it's like what it is that I did an analysis, uploaded 1,000 video. And I realized that the videos when I was wearing green, I got more views. Guess what he says? Nothing. He will probably never respond back. Or he will say, all right, sure, I got it. But the thing is, most people aren't looking at... Actually, most people are looking at statistics. It's just like you want to do it more. Look more at statistics. And that also helps you to be more authentic, by the way. It's like when you see the, as I told you, it's like wear green, or like make your haircut a certain way, talk a certain way, act a certain way, feel a certain way in the videos. All of this can be tracked depending on what you want to track. And all of this, like the good thing about content creation as well is the documentation. So you don't have to track, you just have to look back, or like, so January 2024, what I did, and you just go and see the content. So it's easier for you because you have a limited amount of documentation. I'm pretty sure like in comparison to any field, that's the biggest like career that you can see documentation for almost everything without doing documentation. You understand? All right, so this makes all the sense. And look, as I say, it's like what they say, you have to say it and walk the walk. You have to talk to the talk and walk the walk. And that's what I said. It's like I promise you that you will be able to actually create content and not get criticized, or it's more of a how to make your teachers watching your videos. I really believe, like, just say with the information that I just gave you, you are able to do that better. You do more. It's like you make everybody loves you and you love everybody watching you. So yeah, like you need nothing external, by the way. And what you've seen here can never unseen, so you might as well subscribe. How about that?